Hey everybody, we're here. Just freaking videotaping this for the 50th time.
Perfect scenario. The sun has went behind a cloud and there's no sirens going off right now.
Listen, there's articles that said be careful when you're pregnant because you're more likely to get burnt. And
Okay.
my face is hot and I think my face got burnt.
I'm warm too. But let's just do it.
I didn't get burnt.
No.
My back is all sweaty.
Mine too. Now the sirens. Okay,
I don't even have any ice cream.
listen. This is not going to be your typical update. All right? This is not.
Yes, you're not putting this on there.
Yes, we are.
No, you're
Yes,
not.
You better believe this is going up. This is going up.
Oh, you can't make me laugh like that.
So we're at 26 weeks today.
No, we're not. You're not putting this on.
Yes.
Oh, you're not.
We've been trying to do this now for like half an hour. I'm not kidding. This is going to be the messiest
Hold on.
update.
Whose idea was it to do it outside? Yours. I didn't want to do it out
This
here.
video is
because
going
of the
up.
wind and the sun and the sirens.
But if you're in the room, you get bothered.
No.
It's almost inevitable that a CNA or housekeeping, you guys saw that on Instagram, right? Somebody is going to come in the room and interrupt. So we're out here and something naturally, nature is interrupting. And so we're at 26 weeks today. High five. We're very excited about that. Sabrina is doing really great. I'm really proud of her. It's not easy for her personality to sit in a bed and not be able to do that much. She's even broken down to the point of being completely unproductive in coloring. Thank you to everyone who's given her coloring books and markers. If you want to give more, she likes markers more than colored pencils because of ink or something. I don't know. But it's been really great. We've received so many gifts. We've received such an outpouring of love, food, gift cards, money, the sun. Like this is like 19 days in. 20 days. This is the 20th day here, and it rained like every day, overcast all the time. The sun is out, and she's complaining about the sun.
I'm complaining that I've been sitting in the sun for a very long time trying to do these videos, and my armpits are sweating.
Yeah.
And I have to pee.
Right. Oh man, I have to pee too. So.
Is that why you're sitting like Mr. Rogers?
Yeah. But in all seriousness, we are very thankful. It's been really great, and she's doing good. Logistically, sonogram.
You're just not going in order.
I'm the wing it personality, and she's the one like, here's the order, and there's no sheet of paper here to go in an order. So we're just talking to you because it works best. It's what works best.
Video.
We're posting this one because it is fun. This is us right here. This is us. So we had a sonogram 9 days ago, 8 days ago, 9 days ago, and that was the one to check his growth. And we do them every Friday. But 9 days ago,
I gotta get out of here.
9 days ago was the growth.
Roll me out. Roll me out of here. I'm
Let's
getting
finish.
burnt.
Let's finish.
I'm not kidding you. We need
Let's
to move
finish.
the camera.
All right, we're gonna go inside, and we'll finish the update.
I'm getting burnt. Okay, so we had to move because it was too hot over there, and I kept telling him we needed to move. So now we're in a cooler spot. We've had many people asking us for updates on what's going on and if Truman and I are doing okay. We're doing okay. We're just doing a lot of laying around. People ask, what we do during the day. I don't do much of anything. I tried to sleep in till close to 10 because that's when breakfast almost stops and I have to order room service by 10 o'clock. So I'm forced to wake myself up, and mainly because we don't go to bed, or I don't go to bed until probably like 12:30 or 1.
Yeah.
Just the way things work out in the evenings, and trying to stay up with him, and then I'll read before bed, and there's just, I don't know, I just feel like there's no reason that I have to like hurry and wake up. I mean, I'm just laying there. So I try to sleep until like 10, and then I eat, and we do fetal monitoring for him twice a day, and it's supposed to be 30 minutes long each time. And fetal monitoring, for those who don't know, are basically they just put a monitor on my belly and they find his heart rate, and we monitor his heart rate for 30 minutes. and they're just looking to make sure that for that extended amount of time that his heart rate is stable and good. It's okay that if there's a little bit of up and down in the variables, they just don't want to see any inconsistencies or really low heart rates. So we've done pretty good on those. Last week it was a little frustrating. So I usually do the fetal monitoring after I eat, and then by that time, sometimes we have to go longer on the fetal monitoring if he's not being cooperative.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes the nurses like 20 to 30 minutes to find his heart rate, and not because we think something's wrong, it's because he's a wiggle worm.
Yeah, he
He's
moves a
been
lot.
nothing but a wiggle worm. I feel like over the last 2 weeks that we've been here at the hospital, I've been feeling him so much more, and he's just kicking, and he absolutely hates the fetal monitor. Like, he will try to dodge the fetal monitor.
Yeah.
He will kick it and flick it, and he just doesn't want it on him, and I don't blame him, because I don't really want it on me. So we do that, and then by the time I'm done with fetal monitoring, then I have time to eat lunch, and then after that, we usually have a visitor. Thank you for everybody who's wanted to come and visit with us, and all the support and love. We're so very thankful.
Yeah.
So we usually have a visitor. If not, then I'm trying to just get my rest. He's thankfully kind of started doing more work and stuff, and he'll be gone in the evenings, and so I try to keep myself busy reading and doing those types of things. We have to do fetal monitoring once earlier in the day and then once at night, and so then we have to do it again at nighttime. But the last handful of times that we've done fetal monitoring, he's done really, really well.
6 in a row, I think, of perfect ones.
4 or 5, I think, something like that. He's done really well, and we've been off probably within the hour, but we had a couple rough patches last week where we had to go like 3-4 hours at a time, and it's just not very comfortable for me. He tries to keep me level-headed and say, remember whenever you used to want to hear his heartbeat every day?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, wanted to hear it for 2 seconds to make sure he was okay and not be on the monitor and not be able to move for 4 hours and have to use the restroom in a bedpan.
Then I
Didn't
usually
want to do any of that.
I say, like, what else do you have to do?
Yes, but I can't move when it happens.
Yeah.
But I am very thankful that they are closely monitoring him. That's why we're here. We're here for him to make sure that he's doing well and that there's nothing wrong,
Right.
So I'm thankful that they're doing that. That's how my days look. It's not too exciting or eventful. Thankfully, the days have been kind of flying by. Like we said, tomorrow will be 3 weeks here. We're at 26 weeks, looking to go to 34, hopefully longer than that. So 8 weeks from now is what we're looking. So 2 more months. Dear Jesus, help me. I'm thankful that I've been able to go outside though, because just being cooped up in the room, and I wasn't even getting out of the room in the wheelchair.
No.
I was just in the room the whole time, except whenever we'd go to our saunas. So, did we mention the sonogram that we had, or we stopped because I got hot?
I don't know. Just do it again.
We did the, we were having sonograms once a week, and we only can do measurements on him every 21 days, so every 3 weeks. So we just had a sonogram on Friday, but that's only to check the Dopplers of like the placenta and his heart and make sure all different things are correct and working appropriately in there. And then they check, and they check fluid levels again to just see if I'm building up any more fluid. But the Friday before that, so 9 days ago, we had the sonogram where they did the extra measurements, and everything looked good as far as the Dopplers, and the kidneys were still filling up and emptying. His stomach was still filling up and emptying. As far as the measurements, they got him at almost about a pound. So he's still measuring probably 2 to 3 weeks behind. But thankfully, the way that his stomach and his head and everything are growing, it's symmetrical to everything else in his body. So even though he is a little bit behind in growth, it's symmetrical to the rest of his body, which is a very good thing. The doctor had told me that they were looking at least a 3-week growth spurt, because we waited 3 weeks. They wanted to see 3 weeks, and they saw a 2-week growth spurt. But he said because of the low fluid that he was still happy with that and glad that he grew at least that much. So we're praying, and you guys can pray too, that this next time that we go in, which would be 2 weeks.
Not this Friday, but the next one,
Friday,
so 12 days.
that he will be up to gestational age, that he will be growing perfectly, that fluid will will be increased.
Yeah.
We have, over the last 2 weeks that we've been here, seen a little bit of extra fluid. It's
Yeah.
still not what we want by any means, but
It's slowly increasing every time.
it's been slowly increasing.
Yeah.
I have been losing some of it, so we can pray that my the membranes and my sac can fill up, so that hopefully, if that would happen,
Yeah.
maybe they let me go home and I won't have to be here for another 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But if I have to, then the biggest thing is we want to see that he's continuing to mature and grow and continuing to swallow the fluid. And we also know that he's swallowing the fluid because
Yes.
whenever we've been doing the fetal monitoring, I haven't actually felt the hiccups, but we could hear his hiccups on the fetal monitor, which has been cool. And then we looked that up, and the only reason he would be hiccuping is if he was swallowing fluid.
Yeah.
So that's the update on him. He's still doing good. Right? He's growing. He's moving every single day. The doctors come in every day, and I think they're expecting for me to tell them that something's wrong with me.
Yeah, they are.
Every day they come in, and they're only in there for like 10 seconds now because they know if I have something wrong with me, then I'm going to tell them.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just like, everything's stable, and they're like, all right, well, keep on keeping on, and then they leave my room at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yep.
So I'm still not in any pain. The biggest thing is just because I've been laying in the bed for 3 weeks that I'm just starting to get some like muscle aches and stuff like that. But hopefully we can see a physical therapist here this week and start getting maybe some muscle movement things that are okay for me to do while I'm in bed. We thank everybody for their prayers and their concerns. Please, 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 just because we give a good update, we give these updates, do not stop fighting and praying for us, because we are way more positive than other people or other doctors or anybody else wants to be. So please keep praying and don't let down in your fight. We're still praying and declaring the word of God over him every day, and we're thankful for those of you who are holding our hands up and fighting for us, because there are days that do get a little more rough for me, and I know it seems pathetic that, oh, she's down because she had to be on a fetal monitor for 4 hours. Well, when you're laying in the bed all day and you can't move and you have pregnancy hormones raging and you just want your son to be healthy and happy, then it does get a little bit emotional. So when we're down, we know that you're holding us up, and we're very thankful. We love you guys. We appreciate you. For those of you who maybe have reached out to me and I don't get back to you fast or something like that, please don't be offended. It's not, I know you're like, well, she's just laying there, why can't she get back to me? But I do get a lot of messages and people talking to me, and sometimes it can get a little overwhelming. So I try to get back to people when I can. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm perfectly fine with that.
So some other cool things that are happening is as I go and I visit clients in their homes with the work that I do, two of the last ones I've been at, they've actually had situations that are similar to ours, where they know someone really close to them that is. So it's been awesome. One of them had an 8-year-old daughter, and her water broke at 22 weeks, and she ended up going to 36 weeks at the same hospital we're at, and the daughter was there, and she's 8 years old and fine. So that was super encouraging. And then another client they had a 2-year-old grandson that was there when I was there too, and similar situation. He was born at like 25 weeks or something, and he was fantastic. He was fine, great kid too. So it's been really cool that that's not coincidental to us. Maybe to some of you it is, but to us it's absolutely not coincidental at all that that's happening right now, and those scenarios are being revealed to me and giving just hope and strength to me as I'm out working, knowing that I'm not just wasting my time, but God's showing me, hey, you're doing the right things.
Yeah.
So it's
God's
been great.
Been very faithful to us to show us that everything's going to be okay. Even before all this happened, we'll have a lot of things to say when our big testimony comes, because God has been so faithful, and even though things aren't going according to how maybe we thought in our minds that they should go, the song that is like my jam right now is a song that says, there's never been a time that you've ever failed me. There's never been a time that you've let me down. And it just sings that over and over. There's never been a time that you've ever failed me. There's never been a time that you've let me down. And I remember thinking after we had our first sonogram, or that second sonogram at 19 weeks, and we were in the car, remember, and I thought everything went good. And I said, I'm just so happy because I know on these sonograms that some things don't go people's way, that things look bad. And I'm just glad that I wasn't disappointed. And I
I feel like that's a voice that I've heard a lot in my life, is that things just don't go your way, and that and I get easily disappointed because I am such a planner type, and I just felt like that was maybe a chattering voice, like the enemy's like, you're just always going to be disappointed, like things aren't going to go your way. And so when I've heard this song, it's like the presence of God just rushes in, because it's just reaffirming to me that, Sabrina, even though things aren't going your way, I have never failed you. And he hasn't. Like, even when I look back on things that haven't went our way, not something as dramatic as this, because this is like the biggest thing that's ever happened for us, is getting pregnant. I'm very thankful for life that I have inside of me, but we've looked back, and I'm thankful that things didn't happen in the timing that they did, or I'm thankful that things didn't break through in the way that they did, because God knows everything. Like, he knows what we need and what we don't need, and the perfect timing for everything. And the one thing that God told me last week is, like, after I was monitoring for that long and I was so frustrated, and I'm like, God, like, why are we going through this? And he just said, I'm writing his story. He's writing Truman's story. Like, I get to be a part of that story, and it might not be like 100% what I want, but he's writing his story, and we get to be a part of that. And it's just the beginning part of the chapters of his book that are going to keep going, that are going to glorify God. And so, I don't know, I shared all that just to let you guys know that even though things might not go according to what you plan either, that God never fails you, and he always has what's best for you. He has what's best for us. He has what's best for Truman, and that even if the enemy has tried to turn this and maybe bring destruction, that God is always going to turn this for our good. He is turning it for our good even now, and we are victorious, and we are overcomers. And we're going to make it this last dang 8 weeks.
That's right. So thank you guys very much for joining us on this journey as we go through it. As Truman's story is written, we're just thankful for the prayers and support, and we'll update you guys whenever we feel like it. So
well, we plan on being here another week, so hopefully we can update you guys in another 7 days.
So,
all right, we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.